They're the ones that created these bills and sent 100,000 police into those neighborhoods. Absolutely, they might have looked like them, but they the ones that sent those police.
What did those 100,000 police do? They arrested people in the neighborhoods and cleaned up the neighborhoods somewhat, not all of it.
Yeah.
But they cleaned them up, put some people in jail,
Yeah.
and the running narrative was, so and so's are gone away for this is his third time.
This is it, and that's what I want to play. So it's 264. Listen to this right here, folks. This is what they're upset about.
That's why police and prosecutors and preachers fought so hard for this bill, and why I am so proud to sign it into law today. When this bill is law, 3 strikes and you're out will be the law of the land.
That's what they upset about, folks.
And you notice what he said? The preachers.
Yep.
Right.
He said they were all on board. Yeah. So he want to make sure that I'm signing this with the preachers, the police, everybody, the neighborhood watch.
But what is conspicuous is the Black Caucus. See, those guys like Ringel weaseled out. They didn't want no credit for this. They know what that boy.
So they wanted this crime bill, but then they didn't sign for the crime bill. So so now the backlash is coming to Bill Clinton. So this was the key word, folks. I don't know if you heard this right here. That crime bill that he signed in 1994, what it did is it gave now, if you had, remember they made movies about this, the 3-strike law. So you would see people running from the police. I can't go back. This is my third time. Yep. And so the kids, the people that's upset, the people that's in that audience from Black Lives Matter, these are people whose fathers were affected by that, whose uncles were affected. Absolutely, they were the drug dealers, but they were the ones that were affected by it too, by the 3-strike law. Yeah. And so this is what they upset about. And so Bill is trying to say, wait a minute, at the time, it was crime. Crime was running rapid. Crack cocaine was destroying the neighborhoods, and the constituents, the people in the neighborhoods, were saying that the government has to do something. And I answered that call.
And it was about the onset of the crack babies going into school.
Yes,
that idea that this was a phenomenon that was going to have permanent problems with the American public when these crack babies started reaching maturity. So they wanted to stop another generation. So that was the theme of this whole thing, to make sure that we stop this drug revolution in this country. And now what's happening? They're around legalizing marijuana and talking about legalizing everything. Just like Mexico.
And so what's going to happen? It's just like this blowback right now. It's unraveling right under first Black president Bill Clinton. It's unraveling under him, and now this is going to, and he see that now. Oh man, I might have to get off the campaign trail. This is going to what I did is starting to affect Hillary Clinton. And so the reason, and Barack Obama, he's not leaving. Remember, we read this a couple of weeks ago when he leave in January, he's not leaving Washington. He's going to stay there. He's going to stay there and make sure that he can defend all the laws that he put on the books.
Yeah.
And so, because there's going to be a blowback in 10 years, 15 years, just like there's a blowback right now of what Bill Clinton did. Matter of fact, this is from The Root, and The Root said that Bill Clinton in 2005, he had a meeting with the NAACP in July of, 2015, and he admitted that signing the bill, it made the problem worse.
Well, look at this. That Bill Clinton also, and this is why Hillary was thrown over for Obama.
Mm-hmm.
the welfare bill that
he
Newt
did the
Gingrich-
welfare reform. Absolutely, he did. Matter of fact, he
Yeah.
vetoed it
Yeah.
a number of
Yeah.
times before he actually signed it.
Well, Newt Gingrich came in and put the pressure on him and had him. You said you wanted to sign it, so
and which took a lot of people off that government dough, because it was a lot of young women that was married to the government. They kicked Bill out. They kicked Johnny out, Akeem, and whoever else. They kicked him out the house.
And what was one of the first things that Obama did when he got in?
Yeah.
He took the work out of welfare.
Yes.
The workfare out of welfare.
Mm-hmm.
And that was one of his first pieces of legislation, to make sure that the people would be able to get welfare without having to work for it.
So he reinstated it.
Yeah.
Now you see it's some things that's going on different. He reinstated the welfare bill, but then he turned around and he wanted, which is fine, he want to repeal some of these incarceration laws that Bill signed, that the Black Congressional Caucus, that the Democrats, not going to say the majority, but because there was a number of Black Congressional Caucus that didn't sign that bill, and they proud now today, like Maxine Waters, she didn't sign it, John Conyers, John Lewis, Charlie Rango. Charlie Rango, at the time when Ronald Reagan was in office, he was pressuring Ronald Reagan, saying that he need to have stronger laws, restriction on all, stronger drug laws, because of, again, this was at a time where crack cocaine was just destroying neighborhoods. You can go to some of these ghettos today and you'll see the result of all that crack cocaine. It just destroyed neighborhoods. And we're not talking about just white flight, but also black flight. Everybody got out of those ghettos.
That's right.
They got out and they went and they got moved. They
Well,
moved
the proof of
themselves
that is
in other
Detroit,
neighborhoods. Yes.
Detroit went from what, 2 million?
2 million.
to 700,000?
To 700,000 right now. And we got vacant houses all over everywhere. Yeah. This was at a time when it was the Young Boys Incorporated.
Yep.
They were just running the streets. And
Young Boys Incorporated, how did they come into being? Because the brothers, the older brothers and fathers were using them to keep from getting that third strike.
Yes.
So they let the
that's why, you know what? That's a good point.
Yeah.
This is why when he can't sign that 3 strike law. And that's a good point, Phil. This is when the Young Boys Incorporated started sending kids out there to deliver drugs, because the adults knew that under this new Clinton era, the 3 strike law, if I get caught now, I got to go to prison for life.
Yep.
Absolutely. And so you're right. And that's why. And so when because Bill even said it, he said, I'm the one signing this bill. It was drug dealers that were sending 14-year-olds out there to deliver these drugs.
Exactly right.
And the reason why, but guess what? On one side, he's saying it was the adults, but the adults continue to send those 14-year-olds out there to deliver that drug.
In force. That's why they named that group Young Boys Incorporated, because they were in corporation with the older brothers and the older daddies and everybody, because if they caught them with the drugs, guess what? The only thing they were going to get is a little time in juvenile.
Yeah.
If they got that.
Yeah.
So that was the whole idea of it.
All right. So, now, well, we got to that right there. I want to. Another thing that's on the agenda here. We're going to get to some other things. Bernie Sanders said that President Hillary Clinton, not president, but Hillary Clinton is not qualified to be president.
Lord, please.
Obama democracy is at stake in November. Can you believe that Obama now is now again in campaign mode? Again, he's in campaign, like he's running again.
Yeah.
And so and so we know that all this chaos, it makes you wonder, with all the chaos that's going on, Obama now is in campaign mode again. What Obama also saying to donors that Trump will never be president. He will never be president. He's not qualified to be president. We're talking about a community organizer, the least qualified person that ever held that seat at all. Talking about somebody else not being qualified, somebody else not having foreign. He even mentioned that Trump doesn't have any foreign policy experience.
Yeah. Well, that's what everybody keeps saying. See, the thing is that the number one problem, in my estimation, in this country is illegal immigration, and yet and still Obama can't figure out how to even do what is already law. Man should be impeached for that, because there's a law that says there should be there shall be a wall built between the United States and Mexico, and there's 60 miles of it that has been built on the San Diego portion of the border. Yes, and yet and still they can't figure out a way. Trump comes up and tells people, well, I'll make Mexico pay for it. Everybody laughed. But then when he told them how he was going to do it, guess what? Now you understand, well, how come Obama been in there 8 years? How come he didn't think of that?
Well, he don't want to think of it. He don't because it's Obama that want this mass influx of people from all over the world. He wanted, but that's the consensus they're looking for.
The consensus has always been that you can't build a wall. It's not going to work and all of that. But also that you can't deport 12 million people. Well, 12 million people walked across that border. Yeah, you understand? I guarantee you, we got airplanes, we got trains, we got buses, we got Uber drivers. Yeah. We can haul some people out of here.
Yeah. We can haul some people, and we can make a lot of them self-deport.
That's right.
Absolutely. Exactly, we can make them self-deport. So here,
but you can't get them to self-deport if people are going to take the attitude like they did when Romney said that people would self-deport. That was a reason to not elect this man. Yeah. And that's why the Republican Party is to the shame of everybody. Understand? I am looking very seriously at them, and I'll talk about that as the weeks go by.
All right, folks, we got to go to a break. Join us on the other side. We have a lot to talk about. Give us a call, 734-822-1600. I'll see you on the other side.